All right, we are getting started with the first official audio room recording from How to Fanbase. I am North Star, the $7 entrepreneur. The name of this audio room today is going to be How to Fanbase Super Funnels Session 1. All right, I'm going in right now to get this room started. Topic is going to be see, I'm typing it in right now. Session 1. And let me see, let's put a semicolon there. Session 1. And all right, getting this together. Oh, okay, this has a limit on it. Session 1. Recording. Content. Bam. All right, good. There we go. Now let's add the interest. The interests are going to be, let's see, tech for fan base, and then social media, and of course entrepreneurship, and then the room type, add tags for, let's see, content creator, entrepreneur, what else? Entrepreneurship, business, social media, how to make money online. Let's see what else we got here. Content creator, entrepreneurship, business, social media, how to make money online, fan base, of course, fan base, explore, art. I'm gonna take that out. Let's see, explore. We got explore, make money, also sheesh, fan base. Business. All right, there we have it right there. Now let's create the room. Yes. Okay. Yes. We are on How to Fanbase Super Funnel Session 1 recording. So let's get it in. It's official now. Just wait for people to come in. Drinking my coffee. So I see I'm gonna have to go in a little bit earlier to create the room. So I need to probably start like maybe 10 minutes ahead so I can start at the exact time I said I'm gonna start, which I wasn't planning to start at 3. I wanted to start a little earlier, but I didn't realize other people, rooms I like to go in were doing rooms at the same time. So everybody has a schedule. It's a matter of moments before people come in. Let's make sure I got this joint up. Yeah. Yep. Wonder what this looks like. On their end when they're looking at it. Yeah, there you go. Oh, good. Oh, yeah. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. While I'm waiting around, last time I did an audio room, I did it at 1 p.m. Well, it wasn't exactly 1, but it was around 1-ish. A little bit after 1, something like that. I'm really excited about this. Let me see who else got something going on right now. Oh, Empowered's on. She's on right now. Let me see. Tune is on. I don't know who this is. Nomad Land. Tribe versus Race. Man, they've been on for a hot minute too. Okay. Well, one thing's for certain. We here. Yep, we here. And it's okay if I have to start this room another time, because I'm still getting my foot in my field, because I know people have different time slots that they're doing things, you know. So I used to do club promotions many years ago. You know, I've been promoting in marketing, promoting like majority of my life, because I've always found myself doing something that pertained around marketing and promotions. So when I was doing promoting, that was the one thing I had to learn was the time frames to do things, because it's not like simple. You think one time will work, and then you find out it's another time, and it's kind of like by trial and error. Who is this? Just being Ambi. Hello, how you doing? You can come up if you wish, if you want to. I'm gonna invite you to the stage.
Hi, Seven.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. I seen your title, Super Funnels, How to Fanbase Super Funnels.
Oh yeah, that's what this is
Popped in
about.
here.
Yeah, so are you familiar with any of my content?
I've been in a room with you before.
Oh right, yeah. I sent you a message one time in one of those rooms you were in. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna invite you up. Queen Meeks. Oh, they're gone. So let me ask you, how's your experience been on Fanbase?
It's been pretty good. There's a lot of creatives on this app, so I've had a pretty positive experience on here.
Okay, so with your experience, okay, so here's my question. My question is kind of like multi-layered. One, how's your experience been with monetizing content? And then also, where is your confidence? Like, how high is your confidence level if you had to rate it from, like, say, between 0 and 100%? What would you rate your confidence level with Fanbase? And how would you rate the app in comparison to like all the other social media platforms that you're familiar with?
When you say rate my confidence for Fanbase, what you mean Fanbase going public or Fanbase competing with other apps?
Yeah, I'm saying you as a user on the app, and also the other things you can add that too. There's nothing wrong with that. It all goes together in that sense. But I'm really asking more or less about you and your user experience.
Oh, okay. So, hi, Dream. So I've been the most successful monetization wise through Flicks and through the audio rooms. Um, it's been, I'm a content creator. I'm monetized on all platforms, so it's the money over here. I'm gonna call it cute. It's cute, but it's pretty cool if you repurpose your content to make some. I haven't made like a crazy amount of money or anything like that on here. I've cashed out a few times, so that's nice. It's more like just like you count it as a tip for being a creative.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
then
I like that.
yeah, and then overall, at from 1 to 100, I would rate Fanbase an 80 right now.
Wow. Okay,
Because
that's pretty high.
I think it's like it's up there. The reason why is because I keep using it, right? So it's got something if I keep coming back. Um, as far as monetization, I don't think that's the highlight of this app. I think the highlight of this app is the creatives and the sense of like family that it has on this app. Whether or not we fight or not, we get along at some point, and we're very creative. We know how to. We're a bunch of creatives that don't quite know how to work together, but it works for some reason. So I would give it overall like an 80%. Now, if you count Fanbase going against the other apps, I might lower the percentage down to more like a C average because they're those other apps are so getting further and further ahead of us that they got to really hire a bigger team if they really wanted to compete with the other apps. But so far, for the most part, it's been pretty positive over here. Hey, Indy. Hey, Yolanda. Hey.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so I want to follow up with what you just said about the a bunch of creatives on the app that haven't figured out how to work together yet. So, hello to everyone. You see what the title is. Just to let you know, if you haven't read it all the way, which I'm pretty sure you did, this content is being recorded so that it can be published in the How to Fanbase. So anything that we say, we can share with the rest of the platform. And another thing too, just to let everybody know, I say this all the time, so you're going to always hear me repeat myself a lot, just because so people are aware, for those who do know and don't know. My intention is to help the app be a better app. This is the reason why I started How to Fanbase, is so that we can have a discussion about our utilization of Fanbase, what we think about it, the things that we're doing that help us as content creators, monetizing our content, so on and so forth. And, you know, just for those who may not know what Super Funnels means, it's basically to enlighten you on how to connect all of your parts together. And what I mean by parts, I'm saying you have a link in the bio. And if you're using like a link page or any other form of link to like a social media site or something like that, you don't realize that the things that you do and how you combine them creates a super funnel, because you're driving traffic to specific things. And sometimes you're driving traffic in a generalized manner. Like, say, if you go to a link page, you know, that's like a bunch of choices, right? And when you say, hey, click the link in my bio, when you get to the page, go to this section, you know, so you're giving people direction when they're doing, like, when they're visiting whatever it is that you're showing. But what I'm doing, my specialty is online marketing, and it's actually digital marketing technology, which is everything that has to do with online marketing. So one of the things that I do is, and all of us do this, but we don't really think of it this way, but we create pathways, and those pathways lead to different things that we want our audience to see. Sometimes people say, oh, I want more followers on Instagram, or I want to get my following up on TikTok, or I want more views to a video, or I want more subscribers to YouTube, so on and so forth. So the whole idea of this How to Fanbase and Super Funnels is to be able to know how to use Fanbase effectively so that we can make the most out of the app as users and also content creators, and if we're entrepreneurs and business owners, so on and so forth, so that we can drive traffic to our products and services. But also on top of that is so that when we're sharing information, and because we're creative in our own ways, and people, you know, share like certain tactics and strategies that they use that helps us, and then therefore by us helping each other, that enables us to be able to do better and make the app better within our spaces that, you know, we're using. So just to follow up with what you said about creatives figuring out to work with each other, kind of go in depth with that, like your observance and like your take on that. Like, what have you done, or what have you observed that had you come to that conclusion?
Yeah, so I've worked with a lot of creatives on here. We have a lot of ideas, but actually executing them takes a while. I noticed on this app far longer than other apps that I've worked with other people on, and continuous collabs. Like I've witnessed so many people work together and they have a great idea, and then you either don't hear about it anymore, or maybe they get an altercation within each other, and then it kind of dismantles the entire thing, because they usually bring it on the app too, which you know,
It's
causes
messy.
issues. So that's why I said we have a bunch of creative people, a bunch of just open-minded people at the beginning, and then I don't know, it just kind of loses momentum. I noticed on this app a lot.
Okay, well, that's pretty. I'm glad that you're sharing that, because look, I don't know everything and I don't see everything. You know, one of the things that I do is I spend a lot of time on the internet, like all day, because of that's what my business is. So I consume a enormous amount of content in all of its forms, whether if it's positive, negative, in between, whatever it is, you know. And by you saying that, that actually gives me a different perspective, and something else that we can also address within this app. This is the whole reason why How to Fanbase exists, for things like this, so that we can come together and, you know, have some direction. Because, okay, look, I think you hit a good point with people being messy, addressing issues that they have with other people because they don't. All right, Andy, I'm gonna let you speak. I don't know if you're clapping or if you want to speak, but I'll.
Yeah, I was agreeing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm still getting used to this mic flashing thing. This is kind of new to me. So, but yeah, I do think, yeah, that's a messy thing, but that's how people are going to be. But I do like the idea of what you said about people having great ideas, but for some reason they don't maturate where they actually stick. So I think as we develop on this app, we will find who we, you know, rock with in a sense. But also, I think people are going to have to learn how to be professional because, okay, you have people who are advocating like positive vibes, right? Or energy, or however you want to context that. Then you also have, I'm going to invite you up, Debray, I think that's how you say your name. If I'm saying it wrong, just let me know. But also, too, for those of us who are trying, who's pushing to actually like make the most of our experience on this app, especially as like content creators, being able to figure out how to connect with one another and do it in a way that's going to be that's going to promote like a healthy mindset, right? A positive mindset, you know, a mindset that's going to enable us to be able to feel comfortable working together with one another. And what I notice is this. Okay, look, I'm someone who deals with people all the time. All right. And whether if I'm in a room with physical bodies, meaning actually people right in the room with me, or I'm on this app, there is a difference in how people actually kind of interact with one another. Because I noticed that you do have people who jump out there in person, and then you have those who I would call like keyboard warriors or whatever. You know, people who can feel safe and comfortable with saying however they want to say things and do whatever. But if you see them in person, they might not do that. So I noticed that on this particular app, in these rooms, you have people who like are really aggressive, say a lot of crazy things, and in a lot of senses, sometimes are very disrespectful just for no reason, you know. And I think the more that we find each other like we are now, for everybody who's coming in this room, are like-minded people in a sense, because I have emphasized, and I will continue to emphasize, that the actual title of your audio room is attracting the people who have that interest. So you have people who want to just like, oh, I just want to listen and see what they're talking about. Because I do that a lot. Because I'm curious to see what's going on. But I'm not going to engage with every conversation because it's not for me. But you have some people who will do that. And I do think that the titles, because it's just like a book. Think about this. It's like if you read an article, and why did you stop to read that article? It wasn't because of the body of the text. It was because of the headline. You know, if you buy a book, it's the same thing. So, or like if you watch a video on YouTube or watch a movie, it's usually because of the titles. The titles hold the most power before someone even enters a room. So I think that when people are creating their spaces, especially for an app like this that has so much potential, I think it's in our best interest to put our best efforts forth so that way we can help the app, because it's really going to be up to us how well this app does. And that's just a fact. The users are going to make or break the app. And I think that majority of people, even the ones who are a little bit rowdy on here, I think the majority of people want to see the app do well. This is why they're on the app every single day, hanging out and, you know, talking and making these rooms and doing all this stuff, because they want they really want to see it do well. I just think that it's going to take like people leading by example. People throwing out ideas and saying different things, just like what you said about the people not working together, and it's going to take a while for us to figure that out and things like that, because people got to really think about these things. I'm gonna let.
I think we've dealt with worse trolls than what we have on this app right now. Truthfully, the trolls are a small percentage, but you know what? When you were talking, and this app has a bunch of experts, it seems like, and the problem with that is, if you're an expert and you don't need anyone, then why would I work with you? And it seems like we have a lot of egos, and even being able to sometimes listen in a room. Like sometimes I go in a room because I see certain people that I'm like, oh, I like usually the rooms that Yolanda's in. I'm gonna go in that room. Like not even really paying that much attention to the title, but I just want to listen, right? Because I have to learn at some point. I don't need to engage, like you said, in every conversation. I just want to listen. I mean, there have been people that have done that and gotten kicked. Like, I don't know, they thought you were recording it or what, but they've been kicked, or just the conversation, like you'll go in a room and it might say how to Fanbase Super Funnels, but they're talking about relationships, or so, you know what I mean? So it's like, it just, the two don't add up. But I think the trolls are not as bad as other apps that I've been on. It's just the fact that everyone is an expert, and that's that creative side. But you got to be open to like other people helping you and working with other people, and knowing that maybe somebody does know more than you. Maybe, that's okay too. Like, it's okay if somebody else tries to help you.
Facts.
I totally agree with that, because like for me, even though I do my room and stuff like that, and I'm a marketer, there's some things that I don't know, you know what I mean? And there's other marketers on this platform, and what I choose to do in order to network and expand everybody's brand awareness is that, like, once a month I used to do like a workshop where I would have like a marketer come and talk about a particular area. So it was like funnels one time. Another time we talked about email marketing, how to set up an email funnel, all those different things. So I totally agree. And it has done nothing but help me connect with more people that are like-minded like myself.
Something, I'm going to point this out about something you said about some of these topics being unfocused. Say like the title, how you reference how to Fanbase Super Funnels, and then you go in the room and then they're talking about relationships. I noticed this a lot, that people have set out with the intention to talk about a particular subject, but I think a lot of times the reason why it gets off topic, and I'm just speaking from not only experience but also observing just the behavior of people, is that a lot of times we try to associate, okay, like when people come on this app, they may come with the intention of having fun, but they also want to be able to learn, and they want to be able to have a serious discussion, but they don't want it to be so serious, obviously because of their work day or whatever. Now I'm gonna just be blunt. Okay, me personally, I can care less about fun at this moment, because I have tunnel vision, and I am working to achieve something. And until I get to that particular point, then I feel like I can have fun. I mean, I have fun in my everyday life all day anyway, because of what I do. I have an office space, which is where I'm at every single day. And, I have other entrepreneurs and business owners around me that I talk to all the time, so I know everybody's fun is different, but I think that the people who come in here and that want to network with each other, I think that if people kept the topic more focused, we would be able to get a lot more done a lot faster, and then also be able to have the fun that we want on this app, because I mean, look, it's a place for everything. You know, I seen rooms on here like I'll see at 10 at night, and then I wake up in the morning and it's still on at 10 in the morning. The same room with the same title. So I'm like, okay, they doing these like room marathons or something or whatever they doing. But like I said, I think it's a time and place for all of that stuff. I think a lot of people just lose focus on what they really want because they're trying to entertain and at the same time want to be able to, I don't want to necessarily say educate, but to, you know, connect with people and network.
I feel that. Also, a lot of people that are on this app, they like moved over from Clubhouse, and Clubhouse has a type of culture. You know what I mean? They have all types of topics that they talk about, wild and you know, business wise. And then they also do like the rooms where it could be open, and they have debates literally all night long and all morning. And so a lot of people from Clubhouse has come over to Fanbase, and they are like trying to do the same thing, but that's not what Fanbase is. You know what I mean? Fanbase is not Clubhouse. Fanbase is not Clubhouse. Fanbase is way bigger and more strategic than Clubhouse, in my opinion, because you can really make something of yourself on this app if you take the time to do it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. That's why I started leaning into this app more. Because I would say this is the third week now. I've been on the app, excuse me for just one moment. I've been on the app for about a little over 6 months, maybe 7 months now. And as I've been on the app, the last 3 weeks, maybe a month or so, I've been leaning into the app because I had came to the realization one day. This is right before I had started the How to Fanbase portion of it. I had already, months ago, I had already started a profile called How Will Smith Broke the Internet. That's when I first came on here, because when that whole Oscar situation happened, I was making content out of that. I got a whole YouTube channel that I got like almost 1,800 subscribers on there from that whole event. And so when I came over here, I was like, okay, I'm going to, do that. And as I was posting, I posted a few pieces of content, but it wasn't no real responses. I was like, man, what's going on? But I didn't realize then that it wasn't really as many people on the app as I thought it was. Okay. Even though they got hundreds of thousands of downloads, it's still not as many daily active users as I thought it was then. But, of course, day by day, it's growing now. And so I would still come on the app. I would still do my thing. I would still check it out, because as a part of my business, I'm always exploring the new things. And so as I began to realize, I'm like, man, this Fanbase app is really something. Like, it can really, really turn into something like massive. And the more I explored, the more I, checked out the content, I was like, wow. I said, it is a massive opportunity over here. I said, if I really take this serious and I really lean into it, I can really like do something with it, because I'm an early adopter. And then it wasn't until I was having a talk, I was in one of these audio rooms, and I started hearing the same thing over and over in multiple audio rooms where people were talking about the use of the app. Oh, hey, Empower, sorry about that. The use of the app. The main question was, oh, I know you can make money, but how do you make money? Like, what do you got to do? I notice all these things on here, but how do you use them? How do you make them work together and all that type of stuff? And I was like, oh, I can answer that, because this is my specialty. This is something I know to do. So, about a week ago, a young lady had an audio room, and it said it was a how-to, but she was changing the title, though. That's what she was doing. She was always changing the title. And it said something like how-to, and then it said something about Fanbase and something else. And I was like, oh, that's a great title. And then it was another lady who came in, and we were talking about Fanbase. And then she was like, somebody needs to create a YouTube channel that actually talks about all of this stuff that we talk about right now. And that's how the Fanbase was born. And then I just leaned into it all the way. And so with all that being said, somebody else speak besides myself.
I was gonna say, I'm glad you did that. I'm glad that you came up with that, because you know what? People need to know how to use this app. It is a wonderful app, but if you don't know how to use it, it just seems like really any other app, like, that has less people. You feel me? Like, so yeah, I feel like this. I'm glad that you did this, because people really do need to know how to use the app, how to be able to really showcase your brand and your business, and be able to use the subscription and everything.
You know, I just started a TikTok page for How to Fanbase.
Good.
Yes, yesterday.
Yep, that'll get people over to Fanbase. Perfect.
Okay, so let me tell you something.
And I'm glad that you came to my camps. I'm glad that I was able to be here to help you navigate.
Oh yeah, like this is what I'm saying. This is why we all here together. This is why we all here together to help each other. Because, you know, look, like I said, I'm always gonna say this. You know, I get accused a lot of knowing everything when I don't. You know, I'm just very smart and intelligent, but I don't know everything. I just know what I know. And once I know it, then I know it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I can't help the fact that I just know something. So,
but, you know, sometimes you get inspired by others when you don't know, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's kind of my point.
Yeah. So I started this TikTok page yesterday, How to Fanbase. And I started it around a little bit after midnight, right before 12:30 a.m. So I uploaded 3 videos. And now that page already has 20 subscribers, if not more by now. But the last I checked, it had 20 subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
And each one of those videos is about to hit 500 views already.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I was like, wow. And it was getting I think it had like 33 likes across all 3 videos. And I said, okay, so there is a real interest in this and people really want to know about it. So I said, okay, that's cool. That's what's up. You know,
I'm sure a lot of people have heard about Fanbase because Isaac, he has been doing a lot of promo, like talking to a lot of radio and news, and especially when he did 85 South, a lot of people came over. Like, I can't tell you how many people was like, oh, I heard a Fanbase from 85 South. Like, he was on here, he was talking about Fanbase. I decided to come on the app. Like, so it's a lot of new people that is just flooding in, but they just don't know like what Fanbase is. It's new, you know what I mean? So we just need to push it more. So I'm glad you're doing that. That's what's up. Definitely keep making them videos. I'm like, TikTok is all about staying consistent.
Well, let me ask you. I'm gonna ask you and Sharon. What is Yolanda? Tell us about your experience with Fanbase. And okay, so this is a multi-layered question. So tell us about your experience with Fanbase. And the question, besides the experience, is about the monetization side of it, the user side of it, and then I want you to rate what you think of the app from 0 to 100%. And that your rate is as a user, and then also in comparison to the other social media platforms. And then also after she finishes, Sharon, then I want you to answer too.
I am on 17%.
Oh man,
oh,
yeah, I know.
Charge your phone up. Put your phone on a charger.
I am. I just finally was on here at the same time when you was opening up your camp and wanted to come support. But y'all know me. I'm on 17%, so I gotta go charge up. But I'll hit you up in the DM.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on for a little while, so just come back. You know what I mean? Yeah, get that phone charger.
Hour, though.
I don't know if I'll be on for an hour. That was at least the minimum, an hour. Yeah.
Okay, let me go charge.
All right.
Yolanda sucked about 30% of my bag.
No, I'm sorry. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, she's been talking about that for a minute. But for me, so my story is, so I was on TikTok and I was going live on TikTok all the time, and I wasn't necessarily talking about like marketing. It was more of just like important topics to me and stuff like that. And like I was talking about, what was it? Oh, it was Biden's like it was his like welfare plan that he was doing or whatever, where he was giving out those he was giving out like crack pipes and stuff like that to people and everything. And so I was just talking or whatever about like, you know, the situation. And then I got banned. Like they cut my live and I wasn't able to go live for like a minute. And I was like, what the what? So then I started looking at like other platforms that I could like go to and like be more consistent on. And I think I either saw a post or something, but it led me to Fanbase. And then like I was listening to some of the rooms and stuff like that, and some of them were like really, really nice conversations, and then others were like, yeah, I'm never coming into these kind of rooms or whatever. And then I was like, you know, I haven't seen any rooms that are about marketing, which is what I do or whatever. So let me like create a room. And one day I created a room, and it became something that like I did every day. And I've been doing it ever since. So that's my story about that. My experience with the app is I really love it. Like it's just it has the potential to really be better than all the other apps, because one thing that everybody is trying to achieve is building community, and it's way easier to build a community over here because you're opening rooms and people that vibe with what you're talking about are coming into the rooms, and you start to build a relationship with them when you start consistently making rooms. So that's what I would say about that. It's really helped me in a lot of ways because I'm very shy and I don't like to talk and like be out there, and so creating this like my room and stuff like that has allowed me to really blossom and express, you know, my business, my brand, what I do. Like I feel more confident speaking to people about like what it is that I do now because of the fact that like you know, I did my rooms and I was able to connect with people, and they were able to give me real life feedback like right then and there. So it's been a great experience. User wise, let me see. So what will I say about that? So flicks are cool. I like what he's trying to do with that and everything. I know that they're trying to get like more like sounds from Sony and stuff like that, so that's cool. People don't really interact with flicks. They're not really messing with flicks. When people come on the app, they come directly, literally. They come on the app and they go directly to the audio rooms. So I feel like audio rooms is like the best feature of the app so far. And then posting wise, I've been getting a lot of good interaction when I use like hashtags that that pertain to like what I'm doing, right? So if you use hashtags, it does work, but just make sure that you research which ones are active, because some of them don't exist yet. So if you want to create like an established brand for yourself, you can create hashtags that nobody else has and keep using them. And, you know, people are going to catch on, and you'll find new people that'll come on to your post just from your hashtags. So I've had that happen too. And then lives, I don't really go live like that. And, you know, so lives, I can't really speak to that too much, but audio rooms, flicks, and posts. And then rating it, you said from what's the highest?
100%, from 0 to 100%.
Okay, 100. I would say I'll give it like a 70%. I'll get it to 70%. I will go higher, but it has glitches sometimes. You know what I mean? And I give it grace because it's a new app and stuff like that. But I will say about an 80, 70-80%, somewhere around there.
Okay, that's what's up. Ambi said the same thing. She gave it an 80, but she had put it down in comparison to other apps. What was your percentage again, Ambi?
It was 80, but comparing it, like putting it on a spectrum with the other apps, I lowered it down to like in the 70s, like she said. We had docked a few points. If we were really talking transparency with competing with the other apps, it would be in the 70s.
Right. I'm like, community is what like really gave it like a big push, like the interaction, because you try to get interaction on other like apps and it's not as easy. TikTok it is, but other apps is not as easy. You know what I mean? So that's what I'll say about that.
The strong point of this app is the community for sure.
Yeah. I'm seeing that the audio rooms is providing that. I do. Which one of you said something about? Let me make sure I'm saying this right. I think it was the competition. I think you, Ambi, said something about this app in comparison to the other apps and it being further. The other apps being so far ahead.
Yes. As far as like the features and what creatives are able to do monetization wise, that's why I love the fact that you can monetize on this app, but that is not the strong point. The strong point is the actual users and the community that it still has. Like Fanbase still has a community like Clubhouse is trying to get back to. You know what I mean? Like Fanbase has that community of people being able to talk, network, and potentially work together as far as the other apps that are similar to this, like with the audio rooms, stuff like that. It's so much drama. It's like and they're not really business oriented. Like Fanbase is still classy enough to be able to talk about business. A lot of those other apps, they lost that time. they're on some other stuff over there.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to talk about that part about the other apps being further ahead. So I would say in some respects the other apps are further ahead. Now this is I'm not disagreeing with you, okay, but I am also kind of partially disagreeing. But my disagreement is just in contrast, not really just to say like anything against what you said, okay? So I'm just putting that in context. But what I'm getting at is that, yes, the other apps are ahead in a lot of different ways. One is, of course, with funding. So their R&D would be a lot different and deeper. But also, I think just in a sense because of their user base so far, and then their brand awareness is another thing. But I think, in my observance, my opinion, and this is comparing it to Facebook, comparing it to TikTok, comparing it to Instagram, comparing it to Snap. I was on Snapchat the other day, and I ain't been on Snapchat in forever, and it was boring. Like I was really bored on Snapchat, and I was like, man, even though they have like a lot of content from other platforms on here, it just seems like it's a scrub. And I hate to say that, but that's just the way I was kind of feeling about Snapchat. And I was like, well, I'm not a part of the Snapchat culture, but I was really bored on that app, even though it was plenty of content on there. But what I'm getting at in comparison to all of those platforms, this is a thing that intrigues me about Fanbase and why I decided to lean into the app the way that I'm doing. It's not just about opportunity, because I've been on lots of platforms that started and had a lot of potential and ended up fizzling out or, becoming something different. And the thing about Fanbase to me is, and why I think that it is a competitor to all the other apps, is not just because of its users, but its ability to connect with the users. Because if you notice, if you all know anything about virality, right? And I'm saying this as if you all know, so I'm not questioning your knowledge or anything. I'm just saying this in context of what I'm speaking about. If you know anything about virality and how content goes viral, right? The most viral content goes viral naturally. This means somebody publishes it, and once it goes out, a certain mass of people see that content, and then they, help push it out. It gets shared, so on and so on, and then it just booms, right? Now, forced virality is like, people pay for it or they like plan it to go viral. And it does go viral, but it has a fizzle point because that virality, unless that video is actually that good to go viral, then it's only going to have so much reach. I think Fanbase, the way that it's set up, nobody really knows this yet. And I'm speaking as if I'm the only one who knows the secret. And it's not a secret. It's just I don't think other people have caught on to this yet. Right. And again, I just want to state my expertise is digital marketing technology. So this means that I craft pathways and I find the pathways and how to use different tools together for a particular end goal. So when I was going through Fanbase, right, when they added this audio room, and I was like, oh, when you click on it, you instantly get the description from that person's profile with the link right then and there. And I was like, man, that's awesome. I'm like, wow. I said, now that is awesome. Okay, so now let's look at this. You already have a profile with a link in the bio like Instagram, right? But they got an audio room where instantly you're talking and people can click on it and then just, go to your profile and view while you're listening and all that type of stuff, right? Or even while I'm talking to people, I could be checking out their profiles because I've done it all the time. But then think about this. The videos, right? When you post, like just a regular post, it's a way for you to communicate like on Facebook, right? Instead of the caption being at the top of the post, it's at the bottom like on Instagram, right? So you can communicate with your audience in text, okay? And then when you look at flicks, now the thing about flicks, that's like Reels or TikTok, as we know. And I like the fact that you can add a lot of caption on there, but they need to do better on the visibility of it because like it has to have a color contrast. They need to like fix that, But on some videos you can see it and other videos you can't. And then here's the other downside to that is that you can't actually no, not flicks. That's on the Fanbase Plus. Fanbase Plus is what I'm talking about. Fanbase Plus, you can't scroll the text. So if they write a long caption or something, you can't scroll that. So they need to fix that part of it. But those are other ways for you to be able to communicate to your audience, right? And then here's the thing. You can do call to actions as much as you like. Just like on YouTube. We watch 1 million YouTube videos and people are doing calls to actions left and right. Every single video. In the beginning of the video, in the middle, in the end, however, some YouTubers do it. But they're always doing call to actions and we're used to it. And you can do that on every post that you have, whether you want to or not. But it's a good idea that you do that because that's a known method that actually works, So, and then here's the other part. Now with the exclusive content, I don't think people realize that, because I've been noticing this, right? That people will make a lot of their content exclusive and you don't really know what you're getting. And people, and people need to find out, like, you need to show them what they're getting. You know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of like a date. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. There either needs to be some type of like preview, like maybe a few seconds of like a really good part, or they need to have better captions where they're describing kind of like what's going on, or like, you know, telling a story to get you to want to like buy into it. But I feel
Yes,
like
there you
people are
go. There you
just,
go.
they're just posting, and the captions don't like make you excited enough to want to like click into it. Like, you gotta be more enticing. Think of some hooks to get people in, or, you know, something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right. So,
Yeah.
so, oh, go ahead, Abby.
So 7, just to recap. So the reason why you feel like Fanbase is, you know, competition for the other apps is because of the audio rooms, is what I heard.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So look, audio rooms is the most powerful tool on this app. It's the only tool that you can target your audience. Like, I mean, laser target your audience, right? Get them in, and then exponentially grow your following. Okay. And then from there, all the content that you post on your profile, for everyone who chooses to follow you, has a chance to see it.
So I'm glad that you said that, because the way this app is marketed is it usually highlights this app could be similar to OnlyFans. I've heard it be compared to YouTube, heard it be compared to TikTok. Those are a lot of video application apps. And so I think that's where the confusion comes in on the marketing side, that a lot of the creatives were saying that the team needs to evaluate that. Because if the highlight of the app is the audio room, then say that. Then you want those Clubhouse old users, those people in here, because you want those people that like to talk. The creatives that are on the video side and stuff, that's not appealing to them. Like, because the Flicks, the Fanbase Plus and stuff like that is glitchy, they should be really targeting people that like to talk in audio rooms. If that's how you feel, and I've heard it from other people where they're like, the audio room is the major seller, then they need to attract those people, because like you were saying with going viral, you cannot go viral. Well, unless you want to call 800 views viral, you cannot go viral without an actual active population on here. So
that's facts. I was gonna say, once it becomes like once more people are active, I get where you were going, 7, with how like people could go viral. Like, people could be going viral like every day on this app, like, because the potential of your video being seen is a lot higher than it is on other platforms.
Right. And it's the same with subscriptions. I had a meeting like 2 weeks ago now, maybe. It was before the holiday. But every app has subscriptions. So where they had the leverage of providing subscriptions, now everyone has subscriptions. So it's going to be even harder to be like, oh, come over here and do your subscriptions. Well, but I got subscriptions over here and over here and over here and over here. Why do I need to do it over in here, where I don't see the active population and I don't get to see? I subscribed to somebody that never even posted something. They sounded great in the audio room, but they never posted any content. So it's those situations, like, why here? And I think the strong point is the audio rooms, and they should maybe focus on that, you know, as being the highlight.
I feel that. I know that Isaac has said a lot in the rooms that they are pushing content that is videos. So like text, or like if you're making a post that don't at least move, like, they're not like pushing any of it. They want more people to be posting videos. So I think that's where he wants it to go. But just like, what's exciting right now is the audio rooms, because people aren't really interacting that much on the posts. Like, I get a nice amount of interaction, but it's not as much as it would be like if I posted something on like Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the highlight right now is audio rooms, because this is where you get the most like interaction at this moment.
Show this post some love, subscribe, and don't forget to click the link in the bio. I am North Star, the $7 entrepreneur.